I work at the reception of this 5-star hotel. My shifts keep changing, and sometimes I have to work the midnight shift. I hate that timing because I still have to keep myself awake all night, even when there's no one to attend to. Another reason I hate this shift so much is that it gets super lonely at times. I am the only staff member available sometimes. I literally have to go to a person's room just to open a window or show them how the cable works. I don't know why I get so scared with all these goddamn lights switched on. Maybe it's the creepy atmosphere. When you walk in these corridors at night, you can hear your footsteps echoing throughout. You wouldn't be able to tell if someone's walking behind you in perfect synchronicity or not. It gives you the chills just to think about this. Anyway, the bizarre incident that made me quit my job happened months ago. I was working the midnight shift alone. I was the only member there. It was my responsibility to solve all the guests' problems as a staff member. I had nearly dozed off when the phone on the reception started to ring. I jerked myself awake and picked up the phone. Hello? Good evening. How may I help you? There was no answer, just a high-pitched tone, and it started growing even higher. The longer I listened to it, at a point it began to hurt my ear, so I hung up the phone. I closed my tired eyes again, but suddenly I heard a loud noise at first. I thought a bomb had just gone off. But then it came to my stupid sleep-deprived mind that it could have been someone knocking at the door. But which door? I thought I was in the lobby. Did the loud banging come from another floor? Was it possible? I was just waiting to see if I'd heard it again. When the phone went off again, I jumped in my spot with shock and surprise and picked up the phone. Hello? Good evening. Can I help with anything? It was the same high-pitched noise again, but I caught a few words, and I am not kidding, but they sounded like, "I'm dying. Help me." I hung up the phone, thinking it was someone pulling a stupid horror prank on me. I checked the indicator panel to see if the call had come from a room, but nothing. I had to wait for them to call again. Now I couldn't sleep, so I just kept pacing back and forth in the lobby, waiting for the prank call. Man, I hate this shift. I was working when I heard someone. It was a man calling for someone. "Hey, right here," he said. I turned again and saw a man in his nightclothes, waving his hand at me. How was this possible? I was just looking there. Where did this man come out from? "Good evening, sir. May I help you with something?" I asked politely as I could. "I've been trying to reach you ever since. Was that you on the phone?" "Wake me up," he said, ignoring everything. "I'm sorry, sir. Wake you up? How?" "Wake me up. I'm in my room. Please wake me up." The man kept repeating the one-word phrase again and again. It was like he couldn't hear me. I was now pissed at this stupid prank. At this hour of night, I tried helping this man back to his room. "All right, sir. Let me escort you back to your room," I said and reached out to grab his elbow. but my heart dropped to my stomach. I couldn't touch him. It was as if he was made out of thin air. My hand went right through him. I dropped to the floor in sheer panic and started shaking with fear. "Wake me up! I'm in my room and I'm dying. Please wake me up." He reached out to me. His hand was just an inch from my face when suddenly I woke up, sweating profusely and breathing so heavy. I looked around and saw no one. I told myself it was just a nightmare. I stayed awake for the rest of my shift and then went straight home. The next night when I came back and learned that a man had died, they were talking and I listened to them. The man was drunk and went to the bathroom, where he must have passed out. Some time passed. Midnight, this man puked and choked on his own vomit. They had already removed his body, but I looked at his ID in his records. After that, the very first thing I did was write my resignation letter. It's been months now, and I still don't understand what just happened to me. Sometimes I wonder if I could have saved that man, if the nightmares don't stop. I plan to see a therapist.
Subscribe to Void Tales only if you dare. No one can escape the void.